Hey everyone, Andrew here with S&A Woodworking again. I wanted to do a quick planer sled video dealing with these epoxy serving boards or charcuterie boards, however you want to say it or whatever you call them. As in one of my previous videos, I showed you how we build our forms. We build all of our own forms, and you can use a million different things and build them a million different ways, but I've found a way that does save me some time in the long run. And if you don't know what a planer sled is, it's essentially just a solid board that you put whatever piece you want to plane on top of. So when that piece you're planing is not flat, say it's slightly warped and it's got one high corner, you put that warped board on your planer sled, you shim underneath the high side, that way it doesn't rock, it doesn't move. That planer cannot force that board flat, because what that planer will do on a warped piece of wood, it won't just flatten a warped piece of wood. The rollers in your planer will force that board flat as it goes through the planer. It'll plane it, and when it comes out the other end, out from under the rollers, it'll go back to being funky and not flat. So planer sled, you put your piece on it, you shim whatever sides are wonky so it's flat and it's stable, so it can't be forced flat. It planes it, it flattens it out, then you can take it off that planer sled, flip it on the flat side, plane it again, then you have two flat sides that are parallel to each other. But what I like to do with our serving trays is I use 1/2 inch MDF or 1/2 inch particle board because it's cheap and it works. It just works incredibly well as the bottom of your form. So what I like to do is, this is one that I'm getting ready to take apart. What I like to do when I'm taking them out of the forms is I just knock my sides off and I go ahead and leave it adhered to my bottom board. So that piece of live edge, most likely, I'd almost guarantee it was not flat starting out. I had it clamped down, but the good thing about the epoxy, it got up in there in those voids and crevices and made it mostly flat. But if I were to take it off this, it still wouldn't be totally true to run through the planer. So I go ahead and leave it. That Tyvek tape will keep it from sticking to it, but it's still good enough adhesion. It will stick and run through the planer. This will work for things like my bottom form board isn't wider than my planer, so it will work. If you're going bigger, like on my oversized boards, I can't run those through my planer because I only have a 12-inch width planer. But that will save you time from taking it off of this, realizing that it isn't flat, and then having to do the additional step of putting it on a planer sled later. So it just totally removes an entire step in the process, saving a lot of time, especially when I'm doing dozens of boards at a time. So that's it. Quick tip on planer sleds. If you have any questions, hit us up. If you have any videos you want us to touch on, let us know. I gladly will. Thank you. Happy holidays.